Getting started. The ALCOLOCK LR alcohol interlock has an interactive handset that is used for analyzing breath samples and communicating with the driver. Connecting and disconnecting the handset. To connect the handset, plug in the cable connector directly into the bottom of the handset. The push-release tab should be aligned with the back of the handset. To disconnect the handset, hold the connector by the plug and press the release tab on the connector and pull out. Do not attempt to pull out the connector directly without first pressing the release tab, as this may damage the connectors or the cable and result in extra costs. Powering on the unit. Once the handset is connected, the indicator light LED will flash red and a wait message will appear on the display until the handset has reached operating temperature. This usually takes 30 seconds but may take up to 3 minutes if the handset has been subject to extreme cold temperatures. When the handset is ready to accept a breath sample, the LED will flash green and the display will indicate "Ready for test." Inserting the mouthpiece. When removing a new mouthpiece from its plastic wrapper, be sure to tear the wrapper by hand or cut it. Often when the mouthpiece is removed from the plastic by pushing it through the wrapper, a small piece of plastic is caught inside the mouthpiece. When a breath sample is provided, the piece of plastic may become lodged inside the handset, causing a malfunction. This results in unscheduled service and applicable costs. The mouthpiece should insert into the top left side of the handset with ease. Providing breath samples. Note: do not turn the ignition on. You must provide a breath test first. Simply turning the ignition key will cause a "turn key off" message on the handset display, and if left unattended, may result in a violation. Insert a mouthpiece and do not attempt a test until the unit has completed the power-up sequence and the handset display indicates "Ready for test." If the alcohol interlock is left plugged in and the vehicle is not in use, the device will go into sleep mode. To wake up the unit, press any button. You should not eat, drink, smoke, or use mouthwash for at least 15 minutes before taking a test. After eating, you should swish and swallow with fresh water to ensure there is no food left in your mouth that could cause a false reading when you attempt a test. Warning: please do not use the windshield washer, aerosol air fresheners, disinfectants, cologne, or perfume in the vehicle for at least 10 minutes prior to a test, as these fluids contain high levels of alcohol and may affect the results of a breath test. If you have used any of these products, roll down the windows for a few minutes to ventilate the vehicle sufficiently. Blow as well as hum into the mouthpiece with sufficient and constant pressure to cause the handset to make a tone and to display "Continue blowing." Continue blowing and humming simultaneously for approximately 4 seconds until the tone stops. The display shows a wait message for several seconds, and the indicator light will flash red during the analysis. The breath sample will be aborted if you do not blow hard enough, do not blow long enough, if you blow too hard, hum too quietly, or if you hum too late. If the sample is aborted, the handset will display the reason for the aborted test, and the indicator light will turn red. After a few moments, the handset will display "Ready for test" once it is ready for another sample. The indicator light will turn green. The results of the breath test will determine whether or not you may start the vehicle. If your breath sample contains an amount of alcohol below the warning level or no alcohol at all, the handset will simply indicate "Start engine" and the indicator light will turn green. Note: not all jurisdictions have a warning level, and any amount of breath alcohol that is detected will prevent starting the vehicle engine. Please refer to your compliance guide if you are unsure that this condition applies to you. Depending on your jurisdiction, if your breath sample contains an amount of alcohol over the warning threshold but not enough alcohol to fail the test, the handset will indicate "Caution" and the indicator light will turn yellow. Please note that if you are aware that your alcohol level is rising when you receive a caution, do not start the vehicle engine since you are not likely to pass a retest and it may not be safe to drive. When you receive a caution message, you will have two options. You may wait 5 minutes and try the test again if you are certain there is no alcohol in your body, or you may press the bottom button on the handset to acknowledge that you intend to drive with alcohol in your system. If your breath sample contains an amount of alcohol above the fail level, the handset will indicate a lockout message with a timer displaying the number of minutes you need to wait before attempting another test. The indicator light will turn red. If another fail result follows, the lockout time will be extended. In some jurisdictions, multiple failures are considered a program violation. Note: all breath test results are recorded in memory and are downloaded during routine monitoring appointments. Any instance of alcohol detected in the breath samples may be considered a program violation. Refer to your compliance guide for program conditions. When a test is passed, you will have a set time to start the vehicle. Refer to your compliance guide for more information. If you take longer than the set time, you will need to test again. When you have started the vehicle engine, "Drive safely" is displayed. Retesting. Retests are required at random times while the vehicle engine is running. The display will indicate "Retest," the indicator light will flash green, and a beep will sound. The first retest occurs within the first 5 minutes after starting the vehicle. Refer to your compliance guide for more information. In response to a retest request, carefully stop your vehicle in a safe location and perform a successful breath test before you resume driving. Depending on your jurisdiction, a time of between 3 to 8 minutes is provided for this function. Refer to your compliance guide for more information. Do not perform a breath test while the vehicle is in motion. The procedure for a retest is the same as for an initial test. Hum and blow with sufficient and constant pressure for approximately 4 seconds until the tone ends. The display indicates "Wait." The result is indicated through a message, a light, and a tone. If a retest is not taken and passed within the allotted time, the device will log a missed retest condition. Missed retest will appear on the display, and the indicator light will flash yellow and a warning tone will sound. Depending on your jurisdiction, this may cause your alarm horn as well as the light bar to be activated. Refer to your compliance guide for more information. If the test is taken and not passed, the device will record a failed retest. If a failed retest occurs, the display will indicate "Pull over, turn off engine." The indicator light will flash red, and a tone will sound indicating that you must pull over and shut off the vehicle engine. Depending on your jurisdiction, this may result in a recall. Failure to shut off the vehicle engine within a set time period may trigger an immediate or early recall. The alcohol interlock will not shut off your vehicle during operation. Note: after shutting off your vehicle engine, the "Restart Available" message will be displayed. You are given between 2 to 3 minutes to restart your engine in case the vehicle has not been parked in a safe location. You may clear the "Restart Available" message prior to its expiry by pressing the right navigation button. After shutting off the vehicle engine in response to the "Pull over, turn off engine" message, the device will enter a lockout condition, and the vehicle will be immobilized for 5 minutes or longer depending on your jurisdiction. If a second fail result follows, the lockout period will be extended. Note: a fail result following a retest request may be considered a program violation depending on your jurisdiction. Refer to your compliance guide for more information. Restarting without a breath test. After you power the vehicle off, the handset provides a time period during which you may restart the vehicle engine without a breath test. The message "Restart Available" is displayed during that period. Refer to your compliance guide for more information. Note: if a retest request has been initiated, you should complete the retest before turning off the vehicle. Warm-up feature. For jurisdictions that allow this feature, once an approved breath sample has been provided, the device will allow the user to put the unit into a warm-up mode. This feature is activated by pressing and holding the left button on the handset, which displays "Warm Up," and by leaving the vehicle in park. Once activated, the device will not ask for a retest for up to 30 minutes, depending on your jurisdiction. This feature ends by pressing the gas pedal or by pressing and holding the right button, or automatically upon expiration of the 30-minute time limit. When the warm-up feature ends, the device will ask for a retest. Follow the entire process of retesting as previously described. Program compliance. Scheduled service. Regular inspection of the alcohol interlock and downloading of data is required as part of the interlock program. Your first scheduled service will be booked at the time the device is installed in your vehicle. The next service date is programmed into the handset as a reminder. Subsequent service dates will be booked each time you return to have the unit serviced. If you need to reschedule an appointment, call at least 48 hours in advance. Any missed appointments that are not rescheduled will incur a service charge. If the vehicle has not been serviced by the service date, the display will indicate "Service Due" and the final date on which you may drive the vehicle before a permanent lockout will occur. If you do not return to a service center by the date and time displayed, the alcohol interlock will enter into permanent lockout. A permanent lockout immobilizes your vehicle, prohibiting the engine from being started. If a permanent lockout occurs, you may be liable for towing the vehicle and paying for any applicable service charges. If this occurs, contact your service provider for further details. Refer to your enrollment package for more information. Unscheduled service. If servicing is required between scheduled service appointments, call ahead to book an appointment and avoid the permanent lockout condition. Service centers are not set up to handle drop-in appointments. Most unscheduled services incur a service charge. As with scheduled service, call ahead if rescheduling is required, since a missed appointment will still incur a charge. Vehicle maintenance. It is highly recommended that you contact your service center prior to a garage appointment, as any maintenance that would cause the vehicle battery to be disconnected would cause a start violation, which would be regarded as a program violation. Remember to request and retain a detailed invoice or receipt in order to prove that a mechanic worked on your vehicle. Disconnecting the vehicle battery for more than 15 minutes or 3 power-off events lasting 5 minutes or longer will trigger a recall. Refer to your compliance guide for more information. Battery boosting is not recommended. However, if you must boost the battery in an emergency situation, you should first contact your service provider. Program violations. The terms for program violations vary by jurisdiction. Refer to your compliance guide for details on what constitutes a violation in your area. Precautions. During cold weather, a buildup of moisture may accumulate in the device from water vapor in the breath and may freeze if left in cold temperatures for a prolonged period. This may cause a prolonged warm-up time when the device is turned on or invalid sample messages when attempting a breath sample. It would be beneficial to keep the handset in a warm environment prior to use. The handset should not be left in direct sunlight or in the glove compartment, as excess heat may cause damage to the unit. Avoid spraying any air fresheners, disinfectants, cologne, or perfume in the vehicle prior to a test, as these may contain alcohol that may be detected by the device. If you have used any of these products, roll down the windows for a few minutes to ventilate the vehicle well. Be aware that if you spray washer fluid on your windshield, vapor may travel through your ventilation system and be detected by your device while performing a test. To avoid this complication, ventilate the vehicle and let plenty of fresh air in after using windshield washer fluid. Pay attention to any missed service messages that may appear when the handset is first powered on. They indicate that you have missed your scheduled service or have an unscheduled recall service. If you do not return to a service center by the date and time displayed, the device will enter into permanent lockout. If your alcohol interlock enters permanent lockout, the vehicle may need to be towed and you will be liable for the expenses and service call. Contact your service provider if a permanent lockout occurs. Note: the alcohol interlock will not shut off your vehicle during operation. Contact your service center or call the toll-free line whenever you require assistance. Things to remember: disconnection of the handset cable when the engine is running is unsafe and may result in program violations. The alcohol interlock will not shut off your vehicle during operation. Only turning the key to the off position will shut off the vehicle. Always be aware of any recall message. If you receive one, call your service center immediately. You should not eat, drink, smoke, or use mouthwash for at least 15 minutes before taking a test. After eating, you should rinse your mouth with water. Avoid spraying any air fresheners, disinfectants, cologne, or perfume in the vehicle prior to a test. If you have used any of these products, roll down the windows for a few minutes to ventilate the vehicle sufficiently. When performing a breath test, blow for approximately 4 seconds and hum into the mouthpiece with sufficient and constant pressure to cause a continuous tone to sound. A tone that is not continuous may indicate an aborted test. Read and follow your instruction manual and compliance guide for more information.